Hello, my name is Sean Aochi, and this is my presentation on the impact of esports in South Korea. In this presentation, I will be discussing three different aspects of the impacts of esports. The first being the social impacts, the second being the economic impacts, and the third being the cultural impacts. So to start with the social impacts. Esports has played a major role as a form of youth entertainment in South Korea. This stems from establishments known as PC bongs. These are large rooms filled with high-end PCs that anyone can rent for as long as they want. One major aspect of these establishments is that they are very cheap, $1 per hour. Because of this, it makes them excellent places for kids and teenagers to meet up after school. From this, these video game players formed a community around the games that they enjoyed playing and wanted to see who was the best. These competitions turned into the first grassroots tournaments where people could come and compete for money. Another social impact of esports has had on South Korea is that the people highly respect the best players in the country. Compared to other countries where professional video game players aren't very well respected, South Korea goes above and beyond for these competitors, even treating them like top A-list celebrities. This special treatment goes as far as to exempt some players from their required military service. This is significant because even members of the K-pop band BTS were required to serve. The person on the right, known as Faker, is one of the players who was exempted from his military service. Next, I will discuss the economic impacts that esports has had on South Korea. Esports has had an incredibly positive effect on the South Korean economy. One reason for this is because esports creates many jobs and career paths for people to follow. Obviously, there are players who get paid for being the best at their game, but there are also coaches that help the players become better. Next, there are game developers who are incentivized to create great games, and the data analysts they employ to give them direction on how their game can be improved through patches and updates. On top of that, there are tournament organizers that coordinate lots of different people to make sure that the competition is run smoothly. The tournament organizers also hire lots of people to help them. Some of the people they hire include cameramen to capture the action, audio technicians that make sure that the sound is running properly, and many others to make sure that large-scale events are conducted in a safe and fun manner. Another reason that esports has had a positive effect on the South Korean economy is due to the support of the industry putting money into this ecosystem. Many of the major events hosted to show off the top level of competition are sponsored by big name brands, and many of the players are contracted by big esports teams for them to play for. These teams compete in tournaments in arenas that were funded by the South Korean government and built specifically for esports competitions. This cooperation of individual entities is a big part of why esports is successful and why money can be made. The figure on the right shows the flow of money from each of these organizations to each other and how they interact. Finally, I will talk about the cultural impacts that esports has had on South Korea. One reason that esports has shaped the culture of South Korea is because South Korea prides itself on being the global leader in esports. South Korea is known around the globe as the unofficial center for esports because of their history of how much they support these competitions. Evolving from small grassroots tournaments held in PC bongs, South Korea decided to host the World Cyber Games in the year 2000. This was one of the first global esports tournaments, and in 2002, South Korea made professional gaming an official job. South Korea has also immense pride in competition in general, which can be seen by the quote, "If you are not first, you are nothing." Finally, esports has impacted South Korean culture through Hallyu. Hallyu, aka otherwise known as the Korean Wave, is the phenomenon that describes the rise of popularity of South Korean culture around the globe. One example of Hallyu is the K-pop band BTS. Another example is the movie Parasite, which is the first non-English film to win Best Picture at the Oscars. Along with both of these examples, esports is a part of South Korean culture that the people are proud of and want to share with the rest of the world. This can also be seen by the government's continued support of esports to hopefully continue the positive spread of Hallyu. In conclusion, esports has had a major impact on South Korea in terms of social, economical, and cultural aspects. Socially, esports serves as the basis for fostering a youth community, a community which highly values the talents of top-level players. Economically, esports has opened many different career paths for people to go down, while also establishing a highly profitable industry. Finally, culturally, South Korea finds great pride in their position as the unofficial center for esports, so much so that the government has continued to support it to increase the overall popularity of South Korea. Thank you.